Hello, you guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. And bear with me. I just got off the sister page 1720 faith, and I'm a little parched. Bear with me. All righty. Happy Friday, you guys. It is Abalori for 1720 Faith, 1720 Finances, and 1720 Apparel. And I am actually coming to you guys today with a quick word. Well, not really quick, but a quick, just kind of, I would say, um, just kind of talking through a topic that I don't think most of us really we really think about. Well, we do think about it, but then as fast as we think about it, it kind of goes off in a different direction. But today we are coming to talk about praying for our enemies, having gratitude for our enemies, and lessons learned from our enemies. And so when I say enemies, for us over here in the financial realm of things, I am talking about the people that, of course, here you guys. We owe debts to. These are our creditors. These are the folks that send us letters, call us nonstop, email us, find a way to get through our call blocks if you so happen to do that. But these are the people that you absolutely know you owe money to, but they are just a thorn in your backside. And you kind of just wish they would go on about their merry little way and leave you alone. And so we kind of say that these people are our enemies, but we also have to take responsibility because these people wouldn't be in our orbit, or they wouldn't be in our sphere, or they wouldn't be in our space if we had not signed on a dotted line to agree to work with these people or be, owe these people money. And then I also want to talk about your family members and the people who are in heavily disagreement with you because you are on a debt freedom journey and you no longer want to buy and hang out and do the things that you normally would do because you're trying to get out of debt. So today we're coming from Matthew 44, and it says, "But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." So basically, in short, it's self-explanatory. An enduring word, it says that God tells us to love our enemies and to pray for them. And so we know that most of us tend to know that when we come across enemies of any kind, people who dislike us, people who have a strong disliking for us, people who we've argued with, old friends, old exes, old business partners, business work colleagues. Sometimes we always don't leave these relationships on the best of terms. And a lot of times we leave these relationships just wanting to deal with it with each other, not wanting to be around each other, just not wanting to have any type of relationship. But for some people, breaking away clean is not always easy because in breaking away from people, one, let's just say, if we go back, if we're talking about our creditors, it's not as easy to get rid of our creditors as we would like it to be. We either have to pay off the debt and no longer want to do business with them, or for some people, they have to go and file bankruptcy and kind of get those creditors off their backs. But either way, sometimes we look at those creditors as our enemies. And then there's the flip side of the people who we actually had relationships with that we no longer want to talk to, be around, have any dealings with. And when it comes to a lot of these relationships, we can't break away clean. So for some of us that ended marriages, or you and your spouses are no longer together, but you share children, you have to have, you have a common interest, so to speak, that you can't just always break away clean and no longer talk to these individuals. Yes, we have friends that we could absolutely break away clean from, and you don't ever have to see this person again. Sometimes you have family members that you absolutely don't have to deal with. You don't have to call them, you don't have to see them. The only time you may actually see them is when the family gets together for whatever they need to get together for. But outside of that, this family member is null and void in your life. And then, again, there's your ex-spouse whom you share children with, that you kind of got to have some type of contact with, that you just can't really break away free. And so when we break away from these people, especially people that we know are out to harm us, talk bad about us, spread vicious rumors, lies, they don't want to take accountability for whatever part that they played in the relationship. They don't want to do any of that. They just want to constantly cause strife in your life. These people you now consider your enemies. These are the people that you now don't want to associate with. And sometimes when we encounter these people that we have had relationships with, that we no longer are with, we part ways. The Bible tells us to love our enemies, pray for them, even the ones that want to hurt us. They want to tarnish our image, tarnish our name, throw us under the bus, just kind of make our lives, for lack of better words, a living hell. And so it tells us we are to pray for our enemies. We are to not persecute them. We are not to go after them. We're just to pray and wish them well. And I know it's easier said than done in a lot of our relationships. It's easier said than done. We don't always have that feeling of, I'm going to pray for you and I'm going to let it go. But one thing that I've learned in dealing with a difficult ex is that is the best thing in the circumstances, is to ignore them, do not engage, and pray for their healing. Because what I've also gathered is a lot of times in these relationships, when we are going through turbulent times with people and they're out to get us, even if we say we're breaking away, we don't have any dealings with them, but they continue to come after you for just unsolicited reasons, no reasons whatsoever. It says a lot about them and what they're internally battling, what's going on with them. It has a lot to say about what's going on with them than it does about you. It says that they are going through something internally that they are refusing to acknowledge, that they don't want to get help for, that they want to continue to live and be in negativity and continue to spread that negativity any way that they can, especially if people are willing to engage with them when it says something about you. And so even when we're dealing with people who don't understand, we're in a debt-free journey. Even when we are in a space where we no longer want to hang out, we can't be at every party scene, we can't dress in the latest fashions. Well, and I don't even want to say can't, we just don't want to. I'm just going to be honest with you. We just don't want to engage in, because you bought the latest purse, I now have to get the latest purse or the latest pair of shoes. Because you bought a 2025, now I'm going to go put myself in debt buying one up on you when I'm now going to wait for 2025 to come. But in the middle of 2025, I'm going to go ahead and purchase a 2026 like car. Like it a lot of times when we are around people whose only source in life is to be materialistic and one up you on every single thing, a lot of times we have to realize those are not our friends. They're just out half the time to embarrass you because you may not be financially at a level of where they are. And let's be real, some of them aren't even at that financial level. Some of them are actually beneath you in a financial level. They just don't want that to be seen. So therefore, you have some people who don't understand, I'm not going to hang out every weekend. No, I don't want to go shopping because I'm trying to get out of debt. No, I'm saving my coins because I have bills to pay off. I can't go on a trip this year. Maybe I can go on a trip next year or the year after. Like, I have legit goals that I am trying to get to. And so therefore, me putting myself in a financial bind, it's not going to help me chasing after you. And so when it comes to dealing with people like that, sometimes you have to go ahead and let those people go on with their life. It does not mean that you wish them any hurt, harm, or danger. It does not even mean half the time that you don't even like these people. It just means that where you're trying to go, they can't be in the boat. And these people, if you put them in the boat, they're going to sink the boat while you're not looking. They're going to maliciously do things to try to sink the boat, your financial boat, when you're not looking. And so, one of the things that it says that when you encounter people who you have to veer away from, you have to change your inner circle, you have to change the people that you hang around, you have to get into a renewed mind and a new perspective when you are on a debt-free journey. Sometimes you have to literally move away. And when these people come after you, or they start vicious rumors, or they attack you, or they feel like you are better than them, and so to speak, the best thing you could do for these people is you can pray for them. You can pray for them. You can pray for them and wish them well, and not have to engage in any behaviors that they're engaging in. And a lot of times you will really start to see who your friends are in the midst of where you are in your life. Some people are either going to accept you because you're just at a certain point in life where you're not with any more financial foolishness, and some people aren't going to accept you if you're no longer the good time friend. Some people are just going to they're just going to fall off on their own. You won't need to let them go. You won't need to send them a letter or dismiss them. Some people will naturally fall off when they see every time you ask that they ask you to do something, go out or hang out, and it's, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it this week. I'm not doing it this, I can't do it right now. Maybe next month, maybe, you know, the end of August. I don't know. When they start to see you're no longer with that particular pattern that you used to be with, sometimes these people will fall off on their own. And this is when these are not your friends. And they may not necessarily even be your enemies, so to speak. These are just people that they're on a different path than you. And so I just, that was one of the things that I thought about in talking to another friend she's on her financial journey as well. And because she's choosing not to hang out with a certain group of individuals anymore, someone has something to say about it. Someone has something negative to say, or she thinks she's better, or she is acting funny, and her thing is, no, I just can't hang out anymore because I'm in debt that I need to get out of. If I don't get out of debt, if I don't stop spending, if I don't stop going on vacations, I'm not going to have a home. I'm not going to be able to afford my car. I'm not going to be able to afford the basic necessities because all I'm doing is shopping and spending above my means. And so because she's now adopted this go to work, come home attitude, certain individuals do not want to engage with her anymore. They don't want to be around with her anymore because she's not the friend who goes out anymore. Her finances have taken a major hit. And so she can no longer do what she used to do. And so I told her, I said, that's probably going to be the best thing for you, is to let this circle go. It does not mean that you have to dislike them. It doesn't mean that you have to be negative towards them, but they can also be a deterrent because they can also continue to put you on a path of more spending. And then once you become homeless, are they going to provide a home for you? Are they going to provide transportation for you to get back and forth to work? Like, we got to remain in a state of awareness that we're an adult and we have to make adult grown up decisions even at times we don't want to. And so sometimes when you have to disassociate yourself from people because you're on a financial freedom journey, the best thing you can do is not only to pray for yourself, but to also pray for the people who you can no longer be around and who aren't acceptive of your new way of living. And so again, Matthew 44 says, I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. So questions I have for you today is, how can you thank God for difficult relationships, especially in your financial freedom journey, knowing that they shape your character? I know for me, most of my friends understand if I can't do it, I can't, I'm not doing it this month. I'm not doing it this week. They're okay with it. Most of them are in the same boat as me. Like they want to make sure that their finances are straight. So they're not lavishly out there spending like, they're just not. And a matter of fact, a group of us, we're going out to dinner and we're not going out to this dinner until like the beginning of February. So that people know we got work to do, bills to pay. Like, so we've decided 60 days in advance, we're going to go out in 60 days. That's the deal. But, and then the other question is, how can you demonstrate Christ's love in these difficult relationships? Pray for those who don't understand your financial freedom journey. Pray for those who aren't okay when you say, no, I can't go to the latest party, or I can't go to the concert, or I don't have $500 to spend on a ticket to go to the latest person who's coming to the arena. Or pray when the people don't understand where you are in your financial freedom journey. Pray for them. Pray for them and pray that they don't find themselves in the situation that you're now currently in. Pray that they never have to choose between paying a bill, sacrificing food, sacrificing medications. Pray that they don't end up in a situation where their finances can have them one paycheck away from being homeless. Your action step for today is pray for someone you are struggling with today and ask God to give you a heart of gratitude for what He is doing through that relationship. So when it comes to, if you're struggling with people or a person, with anything that's going on in your life, be it getting out of debt, be it, just not having a good relationship with your spouse or your kids or wherever you are, pray about it, give it to God. And then also, I want you to think about the learning lessons that you're going to get out of this challenge. Specifically for me, when it comes to finances, one of the biggest things that I had to do was learn to let go of thinking that my ex-husband would come around to paying his fair share of the bills that he left behind. Once I came to this realization, I had already known it, but once I really sat down and put pen to paper, sorted through the things that I needed to pay, once I got through all of that, I absolutely knew that everything was going to be on me. And honestly, you guys, I was okay with it. I was okay with knowing that I was now in control of my finances. I can now dictate where my money was going to go, where it was going to be spent on. I can control what needed to be paid, what had been paid, what's upcoming. Like I had better control in knowing that I'm the one that's controlling my finances. I know my things are going to get paid. They're not going to be 30 days late, 60 days late, 90 days. Like I am in control of my finances. So the biggest lesson that I learned out of this is that I thank God that I was able to get my finances back under control. talk with my creditors about making, payments, um, accepting settlements to get things paid and over with, um, being on a budget, being able to pick up extra hours at work, being able to get a bump up, on my salary, like different things that I learned, and being in gratitude of just thanking God that if it had not been for this journey, I would probably still be trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. I would still be with someone who absolutely was not going to be responsible with their finances, let alone mine. I would still be in a pitfall. I would still not be able to save. I would still be trying to pick up my mess along with somebody else's mess. And so when it comes to being in this debt freedom journey, my path is a lot smoother. It's a lot clearer. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, when I'm supposed to be doing it. And so that is the gratitude and a lesson that I learned out of this. So with that being said, you guys, today I am hopping off. Thank you for joining me for day 23. And today is to pray for your enemies, especially in this difficult journey of financial freedom. And just know that you can get through it. Just give it to God in prayer and just continue to work on your finances and do the best that you can. With that being said, you guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 24. And we're almost done, y'all. 30 days, we're almost done. So with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.